Academy in the past couple of years. We're going to start off with two truths and a lie. And how this is going to work is I'm going to give my two truths and a lie, and then I'll give you guys maybe 20 seconds to just enter in the chat what you think the lie is. All right, so don't shout it out. Just enter it in the chat. After the 20 seconds, after I get everyone's answers, then I'll let you know what it is, and then I'm going to pick somebody from that list who got it right to be the next person to go. Understood? All right. All right, so I am 35 years old. My favorite food is pepperoni pizza, and I have 4 chihuahuas. 30 seconds. My favorite food is pepperoni pizza, Adam.
So we're putting the lie in here, right?
Yep, put the lie in, yep.
Lie? Okay.
I'm 35. My favorite food is pepperoni pizza, and I have 4 chihuahuas.
Jeremy, is Emmy having a hard time?
Yeah. I think they're going upstairs to take a nap, maybe.
I heard that in the background. That was funny.
I forget if I'm not muted that when she's crying in the living room, you can hear her.
All right. I think that's everybody, right?
Yep.
All right. So the lie is the third one. I only have 2 chihuahuas. Right. Unfortunately.
Not 4.
I do have 4
Not
pets.
4.
I have 2 cats.
Yeah.
Some days I wish they were
Not 4 dogs.
No, I wish.
You had dogs, though. That's the thing. I was like, I know you have chihuahuas, so.
Yep. It's actually my dream to be like an educational consultant, and then Karen works like mental health out of her house and have a split level house where she has a private entrance and we run a chihuahua sanctuary.
Amazing. You should do it. You should.
Yeah, I'd love to. So, all right, Caitlin, since you were the one who guessed the lie first, you go. Your turn, Caitlin.
I haven't thought of mine yet.
Oh, I love your fur baby.
Oh, okay. Yeah, this is Armenius.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
What's Lake doing?
Oh, she's actually doing a lot better. She's like 2 weeks into it.
Did she hurt her leg? She hurt her leg.
Yeah, she broke it. She broke her little foot, this one, the left one. Yeah, she's doing a lot better. She's on pain medicine right now. She doesn't like taking it.
Oh, poor thing.
All right, Caitlin, you ready to try to fool us?
Yeah. My favorite kind of soda is Dr. Pepper. I graduated from Hamden, and I used to live in Tennessee.
Kat, I feel like I know you, but I don't know.
And then, Kat, at the end of this one, you can pick the next person to go, okay? As long as it's not me.
All right.
So maybe 5 more seconds.
Do I just say who got it first?
Go ahead. Tell us what the lie is.
Jeremy got it first. It was the Dr. Pepper. I like Pepsi.
Wow.
Oh, Pepsi, even worse.
Jeremy on the quick draw, I was so close.
Yep, I could tell the way she was talking. She avoided
I'm
the eye
using
contact.
I'm using initial.
Oh, man.
All right, Jeremy, you're up.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. Okay, we're ready. So, when I was in high school, I won a state title being a cheerleader. I drive a VW Passat, and I was born in a country that doesn't exist anymore.
Now I'm trying to do it as fast as possible to try to get mine in first.
And I'm like, man,
I was
how
too
many,
slow.
how many meditations have we done? I feel, yep.
Yeah. And I don't think it threw well enough because
I didn't spell that
remembering his facial
bad
expression.
speller.
Yeah.
Okay, so if it was like 3 weeks ago, they would have all been true. But I recently
first
traded
one.
in the VW Passat for a Ford F-150 pickup truck.
Oh,
Wow.
look at you. So we were right then, right? So that's the
Yeah.
lie.
So the first person that had the VW Passat was I in my timeline here it shows Jennifer Hodgins.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah.
Jeremy,
Nice.
where were you born?
Yeah, high school cheerleader. I was born in West Germany, back when it was West
Oh,
Germany.
yeah.
Now it
Cool.
doesn't. Of course, it still exists. I mean, there's still land there. They just call it Germany now. So it's a bit of a semantics argument, right? Okay. I guess let's have Jennifer go.
Okay. Let's see. I played a trumpet solo under the Golden Gate Bridge. I have played guitar for 30 years. And my favorite dessert is cheesecake.
Mike beat me to it. Although I don't know if I'm right, but
So
Mike.
fast. Legit. How do you type so fast?
Oh,
On the keys.
you know what? I messed up.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Those are all true.
they're all live. They're all live.
They're all true.
Oh, shoot.
Man, okay, so now how are we gonna do this? You gotta come up with 3 new things.
I do?
Yes,
I really
yes.
don't like this game. I like the game except when I'm the person.
It's hard. It can be tricky. I get you. I agree. Okay, so Jennifer, do you want us to come back to you maybe if you want to think about them?
No, it's all good. I just shared 3 things that I did do or 3, I don't know, 3
Truth.
truths. There we go.
Okay. So are you going to try to give us a lie or do you want to move on to someone else, Jennifer?
Yeah, I'm really bad at the lies. I'm sorry.
I nominate Tasha because I feel like she wanted to go.
What? Oh boy. I should have been thinking about this the whole time, right? The problem is I know like a lot of you and you guys know me, so it gets harder the more people you know that you're playing with. Okay, here we go. You have to be true and 1 is a lie. Okay, I lived in London for almost 3 years. Oh, gosh, you guys know me. All right, my favorite color is purple and I have a cat named Fuzzy.
Oh shit, man!
They're all truths. All right, let's see. I think, okay, is everyone guessed? Everyone guessed? I think so. All right, you guys ready? Are you ready for the lie?
Yes.
My favorite color is pink, not purple.
Wow.
And I do have a little.
Or red.
Yes, I do like red. Yes, the reds.
That's
I've
why I
never
got
seen you wear
red up
purple.
there.
Color Val.
Red.
Tasha, all you ever wear is black. How do you like pink?
Listen, yeah. Listen, all my,
Rick, she probably wears pink underwear.
Oh.
Remute Val. Remute Val.
off the handles right now. My goodness. That's true. That's true. I do enjoy though. If you'll notice, I have pink accessories. I'm really big on like, I have like a pink cup and like a pink, my phone is pink. You just can't see it because it's in a case. It's like little things, you know, sprinkle it in there. All right. So that was Val who got it, right? So Val, you're up. 2 truths and a lie.
Okay. This has been a lot to debate about.
Okay. All right.
This will give away some of my secrets from when I was
That's all right.
a little bit younger.
Grace.
I was in a biker gang in my early 20s.
I believe that. You rode in the sidecar.
Then I absolutely love to sew. And when I was 28, I was a stripper for about a month. Made some good money.
Oh no, I don't know. I don't know. I want them all to be true. I want to say sewing, you know?
He's definitely in a biker game and a stripper. Yep.
Holy shit, so you were either a biker gang or you were a stripper. That's incredible. We're all winners today, Val. Thank you.
Yes, I was in a biker's gang.
Wow.
I was there from 16 until about 23 and a half years old.
I think I knew that.
I absolutely adore to sew. That is a major passion. Stripper, I had the opportunity. I mean, they were offering me $1,000, and I said, "Ooh, I want the money." No. That was one thing I could not cross the line. Being a biker was one thing, but no, don't degrade yourself to do that. No.
Good choice, Val. Good choice. All right.
That was a big lie.
All right. Who got that one? Who was the one who got that first?
It says Jeremy, then
Mike.
Tasha, and
Turn.
then Mike.
Yes, so it's Mike's turn. All right, so we've only got, who do we have left? We've got Mike, we've got Adam,
Nick,
Autumn.
Alyssa,
Who else do we have here?
Megan.
Yes, Megan. Okay, so Mike, your turn, and then we'll get into some Brightspace.
Okay. So I have bowled a 300 game. I have lived in 6 different states, and I have caught 542 bass this year.
Oh man.
Oh, man, that's rough. That's too close.
I forgot the number he said he had caught a couple weeks ago. It was like a super high number.
Well, he's going to say 541 fish. I can't.
Oh, so I have bowled a 300 game. I was third. I was third in the state when I was 16 in Pennsylvania. I have caught 542 bass this year. I have lived in 5 states, not 6.
There we go.
Nice.
Oh,
Nice.
I'll tell you, if you had to tell me, someone said, what sport does Mike Schwabenbauer excel at without even knowing who you are, like bowler. That's just like a pro bowler name.
It is. It is.
Yeah, it's just hard to get my last name to fit on the back of the shirt. You know?
Hyphen it.
Yeah. Oh man! All right, who got that one first? Let's see.
Well, I think everybody who got it right, I think, is already gone.
All right, so who do we have left here? Wait, has Nick gone?
Nick,
yeah, I think Nick's the guest of honor, so he should go next.
All right, you're up, Nick.
I'm so ready for this. First of all, I love, Tasha, you said, I hope you don't mind doing icebreakers and having fun. This is the best meeting thing I've been a part of. In
of the day, probably.
Yeah, no, this is great. I love it. So I'm fired up. One thing I'm super excited and proud of in my life is I was the 2010 air guitar champion at the University of Maine, Augusta, staff air guitar champion. So there's one. 2, I have in my possession, not here, but in my house, Paul Bunyan's birth certificate. Jeremy, I have the birth certificate. And finally, I have built a complete home out of straw bales. Like the 3 Little Pigs.
Wow.
So one of those is a lie and 2 are true? Okay.
Yes.
How do you spell Bunyan? You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Paul B.
Spelling should never be an option or a count against you in something
I
like
gave up trying to do that. I just thought, no, say 2.
this. Yeah.
1, 2, or 3.
Yeah, I love it.
Oh gosh. All right. So we've got our, do we have our guesses in here? It looks like it. Let's see. All right. Who was the first to get it right, Nick?
The Rick Callie. Did somebody else say that? No, Rick Callie, you're the winner for sure.
So which one was it?
The air guitar. Well, I would love to be an air guitar champion. I think we should do it here. Rick, I've never held that.
So virtual air guitar is coming up now next month is one of our
Sweet.
Sasha.
That's awesome. Let's do it.
Totally low
Yes,
risk.
Jeremy.
If you guys are into it, let's do it. We're gonna start doing our trio cafe or like game thing soon, and so let's do it. We're up for that. So you have Paul Bunyan's birth certificate at your
Yes,
house.
it's the city hall in Bangor. You can go, and they used to have a little drawer because they have the big one there. They had a drawer where they would give you little ones that you could
Oh, I get it.
frame.
Got
So
it.
it's excellent. It says that he was born in Bangor, Maine. So
That's awesome.
it's important that we know that and
Right?
celebrate
Very,
it
very
regularly.
cool.
Yes.
That's great. Okay, so Rick, you've already gone, right? So who do we have left? We've got
Autumn.
Megan and Adam. So Autumn, Autumn, you're up.
Okay. So I have 2 cats.
Mm-hmm.
I love black licorice. Or I have 4,000 Pokemon cards.
Second one better be a lie. You see that guy in Boston who just died because he ate black licorice every day?
Are you serious?
Yeah, poisoned himself.
Oh, licorice.
It's, phonetically, it looks like a dirty word actually if you spell it phonetically.
Yeah, that's why I'm like,
If you spell it phonetically, it looks like Val's stripper name.
Seriously. Back then, I was called Little One.
I'm gonna say one. I feel like
There was just that was my name back then, and
I can see that, Val. All right, so
Was that
I'm saying the first one.
everyone? I think
I
maybe
think most everyone's guessed. Yep. So what's the answer?
no one got it. It was the Pokemon, because I have way more than 4,000 Pokemon cards.
Wow.
And I love black licorice.
I had a feeling you were gonna like get us on that one with the
I
like.
take back,
like,
nice
everything I said at the
job.
beginning of this meeting, Autumn.
Yep. That was
Now everyone boo Autumn for black licorice. Black licorice? What is this, Prohibition era? What is it?
I love black licorice.
I love it.
so you guys can go and eat your black licorice together.
Yeah.
All right.
Next
So
Thursday, Autumn, I'll bring some in.
there you go. All right. So we've got 2 more left. We've got Megan and Adam. Who wants to go? Who's up for it?
Adam messaged me and said he'd go next.
Yeah. Okay. Adam.
That's the lie, actually. I suck at this game, but I have brown eyes. I'm a business management major, and oh my god, oh crap! I had a third one and I lost it. You guys, I have black sheets on my bed.
Damn. You look at someone's face all day on these things, and now I probably couldn't even tell just looking at my camera what color anyone's eyes
No,
are.
actually, it's hard to see. Yeah, you can't really tell on Zoom what color people's eyes are.
Unless they're right up there.
Well, that's true. Yes. So are we almost all in there? Yeah.
Okay, so I have blue eyes. Mike got it.
I thought.
Nice work, Mike.
Nice job. I was gonna say you definitely have blue eyes. That's why I was like, we talk a lot, so
Yeah.
I know what color your eyes are.
I was afraid that you or Mike would get it.
Yeah.
Out of everyone.
I was right behind him.
Right. That's
Yeah.
awesome. All
The
right.
3 of us.
All right. So we got one more. Megan, it's up to you. Would you like to go or do you want us to jump into the Brightspace? It's up to you.
I can go, I guess. I lived in California. I hate to read, and I let I raised and let 30 monarch butterflies go this year.
You better hope number 2 is false, or Mike's gonna kick you out of trio.
That's tricky though. Those are all very
I think it was more than 30. I think it was.
right. All right, let's see. Do we have our answers?
Everybody guess?
Yeah.
I actually love to read. That was the lie, the reading.
That's what I thought. I had a feeling.
Yep.
I had a
But the
feeling.
rest was true.
That's awesome. So you let like monarch butterflies go? That's so
Yeah, we do it every year. We've been doing it for a while. Actually, ever since I was young, we did it when I was young. It just kind of carried through.
That's neat.
And get them, and then we raise them, and they have happy little lives, and then they fly away.
Awesome, though.
They're probably more
so
spoiled than they should be.
Hey, that's all right though, right? Are they
No.
endangered? Are monarchs endangered?
I don't know if they're endangered, but I know that their numbers are dwindling.
Right, right. Well, thank you for doing that. Monarchs are gorgeous. So, all right. All right. What do we think? We ready to talk about Brightspace for a little bit?
So real quick, they have been trying this is according to the Fish and Wildlife. There's been petitions for the last 6 years to get them on the endangered species list.
They have. Oh, that's scary. Very scary. Okay, yes. Change of gears. All right.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun, guys. Thank you all so much for having fun with us and playing the game. So we have Nick here to talk about Brightspace, and actually I'm going to let Rick kind of take over here. He's got some questions, and if you want to share the screen, I've let you. So take it away.
All right, cool. So let me get off of this. Again, nice job, everyone. That was fun. We're going to start doing more fun stuff with these. And everyone's participation is always great. Again, we have the wonderful Nick Runco here. Nick, I am really grateful that you're participating today, both as someone who uses Brightspace as an instructor and as a student, because they're using it up in UMaine now. So I think maybe can I give you like a minute to go over who you are, what your job is on campus, and then I've got like 6 or 7 questions that I've gathered, and then if there's time, you can open it up to the students if they have questions, or if you have anything that you want to show us about Brightspace, would love to hear from you. So I'll give you the floor for about a minute.
Excellent. Thank you. I just want to start by congratulating you all on writing a successful TRIO grant for another 5 years. That is so huge. Nice work. And so glad that the TRIO program will still be here for another 5 years and 5 years after that, et cetera. My background, Rick, I spent 5 years as a TRIO learning specialist, learning support specialist at the Kennebec Valley Community College. So I have TRIO in my blood. Best program on any campus, and I challenge somebody to find a better program. So I appreciate the work that you do and what the TRIO program is. So very cool. My work here, my title is instructional technologist. I'm trying to change my title to learning engineer, but they're one and the same. So much of my work, and as Rick mentioned, my work has been how do we create meaningful learning experiences in digital spaces? I know I'm personally missing the face-to-face and the energy, and we can just write it on the board, or I love Post-it notes or draw it out. How do we transfer that energy to really cool digital spaces? So that's really the heart of my job. So I'm psyched to be here and chat more and hear the questions. I'm really excited to hear what the questions are.
All right. So I think we'll start with the first one that came from Tasha. And if I'm not getting this right, Tasha, then you can clarify. So, and I had the same problem actually in the summer. So once you create a quiz or another type of assessment, is there a way to go back and change the format so students can submit a different modality for evaluation? Like if I had it enter that they have to enter a text, can I go back and change it to where they have to do a video?
Ooh, the answer to that question is yes, Tasha, with an asterisk. And I think all these questions, one cool thing about Brightspace is you can do all kinds of things, and you have so many options. And I just want to make sure I'm understanding the question correctly. So you created a assignment where students could upload files? Or
yeah, so this was kind of like, I don't know if students necessarily are interested in learning about this, but so when you create like a quiz and you ask to have like a short answer submission, I'm wondering if there's a way for students to have an option to submit a video. Instead of having to go back and sort of like change the actual quiz or assessment, like can they upload a video instead of a written reflection?
Yes. So any text editor space, if someone, and I can show you here, or we can have another meeting, any text editor space has an insert stuff.
Okay, great.
You can click that. You got 30 minutes. So students could have, that's the only barrier, is that you only have 30 minutes to insert. So insert stuff, It's the top left-hand corner in any text editor within Brightspace, so that should allow you.
That's it. That's the answer right there, because it's just
Yep.
a matter of changing the instructions and yep. So that was a pretty quick and easy one. Thank you for that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Now, number two, we've had a few students tell us that even after they click a link and, you know, they do all the little things that are in that link, they do their assignment or their discussion, the item, when you come back to content, doesn't show that it's checked off. You know, when you get that little check completion. Is there another way to see the work that you've completed or any work that you still have left to complete if your teacher hasn't made it so that that box checks off when you've entered that page?
That's an awesome question. And Rick, I think it highlights one really cool feature about Brightspace is that you do have that progress bar at the top of any module. So it'll say, hey, you literally see a blue bar growing as it goes. One interesting part about Brightspace is every page that you're on is technically a web page. So if you do something and you don't see it automatically, as some people call it, update, I would start by hitting refresh. Hit refresh in your browser. And sometimes it'll say, you know, like, I just submitted that thing and I'm not seeing it show up as the one out of one. I still see 0. First thing I would do is try to refresh your browser, and that will kind of get everything back in line, and it'll add any new content or any new submissions to that space. So that's one. Two, sometimes I've seen, kind of back to your question, Tasha, some instructors have a multiple choice and short answer quiz. And so you go in and the multiple choice section is graded, but the instructor still has to go back in and grade the short answer. So sometimes it's that you think, oh, you know, this is supposed to be automatically graded. Sometimes there is a little wait time there, but that's what we've seen quite a bit. But I would hit that refresh button. I think I've seen a lot of movement in that regard when things aren't showing up after you completed it.
Cool. Yeah, how was that UMaine? So we were just having this discussion up at UMaine. They use like Kaltura, like video embedding software.
Yes.
And those Brightspace and Kaltura, they're not friendly with each other, like the software.
Yes.
So now with all the high traffic of Brightspace can't handle everyone using Kaltura, so the videos just crash. So for one of my classes, for Mia Morrison's class, she's like, if you can't see the video, I'll send you another link, but we don't have time to.
Yes.
Things not getting along. So yeah, refresh, and everyone's using Brightspace right now, so there's going to be a little bit of input lag on their end.
And Rick, you know what? One of the most effective things in any of these questions is if something's not working, check in with your instructor. And I think you were mentioning you're reaching back out to your instructor and saying, hey, this isn't working. So one, it lets them know you're trying. You're in there and trying to do things, because it very well could be something on the back end is not speaking. This is really a really complex platform. We can do a lot, but it requires a lot of things, like you said, Rick, a lot of connections to be made. And if one of those connections falls down, it could impact your ability to interact with it. So, but always contact your instructor if something's funky or it's not working or you're not seeing your submission. That's like that's gold right there, because then they can work with you to figure it out too.
Cool. All right, number 3, the way that Brightspace looks, is that the way that it looks? Can students change the order of anything on the web page? Is there a way for people with certain like visual disabilities to change the contrast of the page?
That's an excellent question, and I'm gonna actually, if I can share my screen, I'm gonna go in. Does everybody see that?
Yep.
Cool. As a student, this is a strictly student account. I can go in to account settings, and I can change a number of things. So Brightspace has a number of accessibility features that you can set here. And I'm gonna just go down, and that's not, this is completely different. These are other pieces here, but we can look at, so for font size, Rick, if we wanted to make it default huge, so I'm gonna hit default huge. This is the size, it gives you a preview. And then I'm gonna refresh my browser. That will set that default to huge. So we can change the size in terms of a setting. These other pieces right here, these are more in relation to any videos that you use or other dialogue pieces. But as far as like contrast, not within Brightspace, but there are ways that you can shift in terms of your web browser. You can shift the color scheme, and that's Firefox, et cetera. And I have a bunch of how-to guides in relation to how to change the contrast. And Liz Daigle, I know, is an expert in terms of changing the contrast of web browsers. So any of those accessibility features that browsers, because these are web pages, you can use those accessibility features of Firefox, Google, even text-to-speech, those kinds of things. But I can send a bunch of that info your way.
Yeah, that'd be great. Actually, now made me think about sort of a branching question. So I use Microsoft Edge, and to read the text on a browser, it's as easy as highlight and then right-click, and there's a read aloud. If you're on, what do you want, Chrome? If you're on Chrome or Firefox, is it the same, or I mean, is it a little different process than that?
It is a little different. Like you have to put the extension into the browser first, and like I said, I can throw some resources your way.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yep. So both Google and Firefox, you just have to either enable the extension or add it, and it will add either something to this nav bar up here, or it will enable that feature to happen. So
yes, Edge is really awesome in that regard. I'm surprised that the other big companies haven't just added that or found their own way to put a twist, because there's no extension. It's just highlight, right click, and then click on read. It's just neat.
Rick, with that, just quickly, one thing we're finding with Brightspace is that it plays best with Safari, or not with Safari, with Firefox and Chrome.
Cool.
In terms of all the functionality. And I see Val, do you have a question?
I'm on the I call it Oprah, but it's Opera.
Oh.
Web browser.
Yep.
Have anybody said if there's any issues there? Because that is a web browser that I've used, and so far I have not had any glitches. So that, I mean, I want you to know that one. That one I haven't had any issues with Brightspace.
Awesome. Cool.
So
I appreciate
just for
that.
a heads up, you know,
Yeah.
I haven't been having any issues. It reads it actually will let me open 3 or 4 different windows so I can go back and forth with all my different classes in Brightspace, which I actually like that.
Awesome.
Thanks, Val.
That's a great point, Val. Yeah.
So even though it's required that some instructors post their contact information on their syllabus, not all instructors will upload a syllabus, or some will just forget that part, Nick. So is there a place on Brightspace where I can find contact information for my instructor?
I'll go back to sharing. Once again, Rick, it's kind of, if you build it, they will come. Let me go. I just lost my piece here.
And also for our classmates.
Yeah, okay, cool. So classmate and instructor. All right. So let me get this, and I'll share my screen. So ultimately, the spaces that I'm going to show you, it absolutely requires somebody putting information in that space. So as a student, let me just see right here. I'm going to go in. Now, this is a demo space, so I'm taking a risk, but I'm going for it. So I'm going to go into my sandbox here. And communication. And let me just see. So it's not, this is where I can send email, but this isn't going to connect me directly to that person's piece. Let me do this, Rick. So what I encourage everybody to do, somebody was mentioning about classmates. So if you wanted to send your classmates an email, I can show you that in just a minute. But you can also, I encourage you, if you can, and if you want to, put a picture here. You can, this is in your profile. So right under your name right there, that's where you can put a picture in. You can put personal information, etc. I love that it says tagline. So if any of you have a motto or a tagline, drop it in there. But that allows other people to see that information if you want that. But Rick, as far as communicating or connecting with students, student to student in class, it would be, you go to that email space and I can look at the address book for the class. So I can go here and I can see what's going on for this particular course. You'll see a whole bunch of people in there. So then I can say, hey, I want this person, and I'm going to add them to the recipients.
Awesome.
So that's right up there. That's student to student.
Man, that's great. That's probably the two biggest issues really that I've heard with my students this year is I don't know like who my instructor is because everything is digital, and I don't know how to get in touch with my classmates. So that's actually super, super handy. I'm actually gonna blast that out to my students.
And you'll see right here, see where it says EM instructor, so they can go right there to that communications, that email, and say, hey, I want to email both of my instructors.
Cool.
And it'll come right up into this two part. I'm going to add them there. Boom. So it'll go right in there. That's where you can see classmates as well as your instructor.
That is great.
I
Excellent.
absolutely love that, because when I've been on Brightspace, I have ran into an issue that I wasn't supposed to submit it, and I did. And I was in that class on Brightspace. I went up to the email and I brought it down, and the subject line says my class name.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that. But now I just learned that now I can do my classmates. Woo, thank you.
Awesome. Yeah, that's cool.
Yes.
All
You can
right.
also see this little envelope right here.
Yep.
You can also come up there
Oh,
to send an email as well. And here's your address book and our folks right there. So they provide two spaces for it.
awesome.
I've got a quick question about that.
Sure.
So are those all populated with EMCC emails? Is it, so like it's the whole address book, it's students and staff, or?
These spaces, in
Instructors.
terms of this address book, you'll see down here, this is restricted to the
Okay,
people in the class.
got it. Okay, that makes sense.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yep.
May I ask a question before I have to go for class?
Yeah.
I'm just wondering, is there a way to see all of your grades for all of your classes together, like we
Oh.
could with my EMCC?
Oh, yes. And this is awesome feedback, Jennifer. I appreciate it. Many folks have asked this question. So it's something as the campus admin I have to work on in terms of where we want to put this. So I may be reaching out to students to check in where we want this. But Brightspace has a progress bar that we can add. And so if I click on progress, it's going to bring up every course that I've taken. And it's going to tell me all of the data. Like this is a demo space, so the only thing it's looking at is course access, login history. But what we can build from a Brightspace end is a progress bar for students. So you'd be able to go in and see all of your courses, where you stand, all of the grades that you've gotten thus far, login history, etc.
Awesome.
I don't care where you put it, just please put it somewhere as soon as possible.
Awesome. Cool. It's been noted. Thank you for that.
Jennifer, awesome.
So cool. Yes,
Thank you.
Jennifer. Good luck at class. Or did you say you had to go to class or work? Or?
I have class in a little bit, but I'm still here for a bit.
All right.
I never know how long it's going to take before I can butt in.
No, Jennifer, that's hilarious because we were on question 4 of the 7 that I have. The question you just asked is number 6. So, I mean, you were right. You were right there. So awesome. Yeah, that's one of the big things is students want to know where do they go to check their grades.
Okay.
And so I know that in each class there's sort of each class has its own little thing.
I can show you you're right, Rick. So each class does have this grades piece right here. And you can click on there. And once again, I'm in a demo space, but this will let you know what's going on as far as those assignments that, one, the faculty have assigned to the grade book. So you could have a lot of assignments that aren't actually attached to the gradebook. So these are the assignments that the faculty member, your teacher, specifically assigned to the gradebook. And so you'll see it up here, and it'll see out of points. You'll see your grade, etc. Sometimes you'll see my little A's in green. So those letter grades are oftentimes attached with a color. One other piece with that feedback we've gotten, the way someone sets up their grade book, if they haven't graded something yet, Brightspace sometimes recognizes it as a 0, and you will come up here and you will see I have an F either on that assignment, or my total grade is an F. I see Arissa shaking her head. Yep. So that is probably
been class, no grades.
Yep. So no grades doesn't mean you're failing the class. It means that's a way that the instructor set it up, that they clicked a box that said assign any 0 grades F, or any zeros in there to an F. It doesn't mean you're failing. It means a grade has not been put in there yet. So those are the little tweaks that we're learning, just to let faculty know, just from on the student end. Students are like, oh, I see. And what kills me is F is assigned with the color red. So they're just perpetuating this hatred of red by assigning an F. Arissa, was it an F or a red F in that's it? Yep. See, so come on, but we can choose the color too. So
it's supposed to get your attention. That's why red lights are red. They get you to stop. And that's why green lights are green. They get you to chill out. So it's green, go ahead, but it's red, stop.
Stop. Yeah. Or red F. Yeah, it's only making it worse. It's killing us. It's killing me, Rick. I have to be honest. But so if you see an F in your grade book here, know that it's a very high percentage that thing just has not been graded yet.
I got a sort of a separate question on it, guys. So when you guys build that bar at the top, right, where it has like content and resources. Sorry, that's my cat screaming.
Has a question.
Do you guys pick what you put up there? Because you see where yours has grades. I'm just looking out at mine at UMaine, and I just realized that my thing does not have grades. Do you guys sort of pick what goes up in that bar for the college? Because yours with grades is better. Mine, I have to search 3 things to get the grades.
That's an awesome question too, Rick. What you're seeing there in this blue nav bar up here, that was one. We made sure that yes, we do. Yes, we can set that. But we made sure, I was part of a committee, that it was a very intentional choice, that every nav bar for every course in the Maine Community College system has home, content, assignments, communication, grades, and resources.
Awesome.
So one faculty member may, in the past, I've experienced as a student where one faculty member, their communication, they label it contact me, and the other, and it's like the second one over. And then another one, it's messages, and it's 4 spaces over, and it can be a nightmare. So we really wanted to make sure we locked down that nav bar, but the drop downs, all of these pieces are going to be the same as well for every course. But inside those, that's where faculty can really put their unique content. And unique.
That's great. Honestly, one of the hardest things about working with students with Genza Bar is that you might have 3 people taking English, but their instructors have set things up. Some instructors put like 2 items on there, and everything is crammed into 2 items. Some people have a separate link for every particular thing. So that's awesome. Yeah, because I was like, wow. I was like, oh wow, grades is right there for the community college. And I'm looking at mine. I'm like, how come I got to click through assessments and then go to grades? Like, because I'm somebody, I stress, like I have to check every day. One of my 2 grad classes, it's on Google Classroom, and he hasn't uploaded any grades, and I'm just like, please, I can't live like this. Yeah, go ahead.
No, go for it, Rick.
All right, so the last question I have before I guess I'll either open up to you, Nick, to offer some advice, or I can open it up to questions, is just what, as someone who looks at this, professionally with Brightspace, what are some of the common bumps in the road or things that are less clear than maybe they should be right now? Because Brightspace is still new, that you think that might be tripping students up, or that you have heard that may be going forward, or this thing isn't as easy as we want it to be to find. You finding anything like that?
Yeah. Whew, these are some of the coolest questions that I've gotten so far. Yes, grades, the F in the grade book is number 1. That's probably the biggest one that we're noticing, that at least that gets the attention the most. Let me go. That's a great question. Another one that we've seen is in Zoom meetings. Sometimes students aren't, because once again, we're relying on Brightspace to talk to Zoom to make sure. Sometimes they just get a spinning wheel right here.
Yep.
So it's a connection issue, or, I mean, it could be a number of things. So sometimes that real slick integration doesn't work the way we want it to, or doesn't work as slick as it can. Let me see. One thing from a faculty standpoint, you see the name of the course up here. If faculty are teaching more than one section of a course, so say they're teaching college composition, on their end, if they're teaching 5 sections of it, it says college composition. They have no idea to know what section it is.
Yeah.
Not yet, but we're taking that feedback and we're going to change the way the script runs so that those courses come in with a section number there.
Cool.
And I say that because, please, just like you've been mentioning, and the question about the progress bar, let us know, like, gee, I really wish it could do this, because we can go back and try to make some modifications. So I welcome everyone in your program to provide feedback whenever. It may not, there might be some limitations. We say, you know what, technically we can't do that, but we can try, or X, Y, or Z. So Zoom, definitely, the naming conventions of the course. Another piece that was interesting, and it came around that email question, students would come up here and they would go to address book and they would try to connect with their instructor. And in the beginning, they either didn't see their instructor, or Val, you were mentioning that you got an email and it had the name of the course, or there was, you know, the way it came in, or the ways that students were receiving responses from their emails within Brightspace was confusing. They didn't know who was coming from, or it went to spam, or so we're working behind the scenes to make sure, and I was just on a call, we're still tweaking that automation process. So there's been some issues with the communication in email in terms of stuff coming into your inbox with either a funky domain, right? So it doesn't look like your instructor. So that was another big one.
Cool.
Fast note that, like, on the email, when I would open that up and need to talk to, I would type the first letter of my instructor's name to the person, and their name would come up, which makes that very nice. And I love the part down there of priority, because I'm able to tell them, please hurry up, I need you, like yesterday.
Yeah, but Val, when you send every email with high priority,
Oh no.
Yeah,
Oh, no.
this is effective.
It's them ones that, like, I'm gonna pull my hair out, help.
Yeah.
Because you can't text them. You know, you can't.
Well, you can.
Well, it says that, but does that really work for an instant message to your teacher?
I was just going to that was going to be one of my questions, because I saw it pop up, and I had a couple students send me instant messages over the summer, and I got them somehow. I'm not really sure how that worked though. But that instant message feature, how does that work? I've never really, been able to use it.
So this instant message, this is the same as, I want to see if I can frame this correctly. So email is within your course. Instant message, I can see who is online. So that's gonna, if you're in Brightspace, but you're not necessarily in someone's course, you can go to that instant message space and find somebody. But here's your friends, just like this is a social media type. You'll have to friend folks either within your course. And honestly, I've never friended anyone here, so that's something I'm going to write down on my list. But instant message allows you to connect with people outside of your course. Email allows you to connect with the folks inside your course.
Got it.
That
makes sense now, yeah.
With that, I want to share just something very quickly in relation to instant messaging. Encourage you, if you have not already, as a student and even as a faculty or staff member, to come down here underneath your name to notifications. And if you have an Apple or a Samsung Android phone, if you have one of these two or if you can connect either to the Google Play Store or the App Store, I encourage you to download the Pulse app. And the Pulse app, that allows you to receive, and so here we go, Tasha. I can put my phone number in here and I can receive all kinds of information right to the text, as a text to my phone.
Okay.
So Brightspace has a bunch of nudges, that reminders, and me personally, I'm always so grateful. Like when my doctor's office sends me tomorrow at 3:30, I'm like, cool, all right, I'll add it to my calendar because I totally forgot. So I encourage you, if you haven't done it already, and I have my phone connected to Zoom, so I'd be happy to show you what the interface looks like if we have time. I want to be mindful. But certainly go in and download this. It's going to allow you every bit of functionality that you have in Brightspace on your laptop or your phone or your tablet. It's going to have that same exact functionality in the Pulse app. You're not going to lose anything. It's going to be identical as far as uploading things, sending email, and it'll be responsive to whatever device that you have. So a lot of great features there. If you have to use your phone in McDonald's parking lot to complete your assignment, it's not ideal, but this app allows you to do that in a much more effective way where you're not pulling your hair out because you have to adjust it and hope all the text gets in line and stuff. It's really designed for that. The folks at Brightspace realize that more students are doing work on their mobile devices than that's trending up, and they wanted to create something so that if students had to make that choice, this was fully functional, fully featured, and easy to use. So.
That sounds good, but my phone already goes off enough.
Right,
When I walk away from the computer, it's like, okay, I've had enough.
And that's so huge, Val, because it's an opt-in system. So you may say, hey, here's my phone number, but see these boxes over here?
Yes.
It's not
yes.
default. So you're just
That's with email too.
Yes. So it's an opt-in. So if you want that, you got to say yes. If you don't, then you don't have to worry because it's not checked off already.
Yeah, and a word of suggestion: be careful what you choose to pick up or check off, because if you have things, if you check it all, you won't even be able to see the end of your mailbox.
Oh, that's so
because it's
spot on.
And it'll continue to go off and off and off. I did that.
Yes.
Learning.
Yes, and that's how we learn best. You know, we try it and we live it, and then we make a choice. And that's so powerful because I know I've worked with so many students. They're like, I want to be a good student. So I'm going to click everything. I'm going to get every notification. I'm going to do everything that I think a good student should do. And they're buried in emails and text and buzzing and all this kind of stuff. It can be overwhelming. So I think that's a really powerful point.
I literally just got it from my class, so thank you, Nick.
Sweet. And just while I'm in here quick, I am one who loves to-do lists. So what you can get, if your instructor has attached a due date to any of your assignments, I can come in here and I can get a summary of activities sent either daily or weekly to me of what's expected of me for my classes. It'll come right to my email. So I'll get an email and say, I'm taking psych and English and communications. Here's what you have to do this week. It'll send it right to you. You can set it and forget it. I love this. I love that Brightspace has really been mindful of how can we maximize time management skills and student success.
Absolutely. That's a great feature right there. I didn't realize that. So it's in the summary of activity. Okay.
Yeah, so it's right under notifications is a treasure trove of those nudges.
Awesome.
Great. That's fantastic. Yep. That's great.
Hey, Nick, I know we're right up against the 4 o'clock thing. Can I ask you a weird personal question that just reminded me why I didn't register my phone number? Yes. I have a carrier who's not listed. I'm on Google Fi and they're not listed. What do you know what we do?
So this is a hack, Rick, and I'm embarrassed but proud to be able to answer this. And I learned this at KV actually. If your provider is not on there, and who just joined us?
I'm just looking at Lou.
It's Lou.
It's fine. Just having a cat moment.
Lou's saving me. Well, Rick, we're out of time. I don't have an no. Thank you, Lou. What we learned, Rick, or what I learned in using other learning management systems is try a couple. So Google Fi, try Verizon and see if you get that notification. So you might have to try a couple. What I will also do is take it back to the Brightspace folks and see if we can't add that piece or if they're going to make a connection. But what I found is because those networks are so, they actually are a collection of, and I don't know about Fi.
Yeah, Fi is the same thing. I'm either on like AT&T or US Cellular,
Yes.
wherever I am.
So try one because of that, I would try a couple.
Okay.
See if you get pinged, and then if you do, that's the one I would choose.
Cool. Word. Thank you.
You got it.
All right. That's it, I guess. Any
Yeah.
other questions? Arissa, Val, Mike, Jeremy, I guess, since this faculty here as
How
well.
long I do? I'm sorry. I just that's me.
We're a couple minutes over, so I just want to make sure we're staying.
How long are we gonna stay with my EMCC? Because nothing happens there. I don't feel, I go there and I'm like, well, nothing's changed over here. It's dead. It like some of the halls at school.
Yeah, socially distant, digitally
Well,
distant.
it's like walking into the school and it's gone. It's a ghost. But then you go on to my MCC and it's the same way. Nothing has changed.
Yeah.
So
I was
you
gonna
know
say,
what's
so
happening.
I don't want to like jump in here, Nick, but I think what you're asking, Val, so the difference is the classes are no longer on my EMCC. So all your other stuff is still going to be on my EMCC. So like financial aid, the advising tab, ordering transcripts, applying for graduation, all the business of school is still
over there.
EMCC.
Okay.
Right? So Brightspace is just for housing the classes, and that's different. So yeah, you're not going to use my EMCC probably as much, but you're still going to need to go there regularly to check and make sure, you know, messages from financial aid or, you know, other things like that. That's the distinction, and I know it's a little bit confusing. So So anyway, listen, I don't want to like cut you off, but I do know that everybody's got tight schedules, and Nick, I know you are a very, very busy person.
Yeah,
so,
thanks so much, Nick. Thank you.
Yeah,
thank you.
My
This
pleasure.
is fantastic. I'll get a recording of this out to Trio probably tomorrow, hopefully. But thank you so much, Nick, again.
My pleasure.
And we might be following up with more questions later.
Cool. Please send them my way. And I'm going to come back for the air guitar competition. I just want to say
I probably am going to set that up now because you've been looking for activities and
I'm down.
It's in the works. You're in. All right.
Cool.
Thanks, Nick.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Everyone.
Have a great afternoon, folks.
Bye.
See ya.